Hey guys, I'm Rico Abreu. This is Bryan Hulbert and Emmett Hahn, the promoter of the 34th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals. We're going to do a track walk today.
And it's not just on your side, but Rico can attest this on the driver's side. I mean, when you're watching this thing come in, what's going through your mind on getting to shape? And Rico, when you're on the track, what are you seeing that maybe you two actually correlate on?
I'll let Emmett go ahead on this, and then I'll fill in.
You know, when we're putting a track in, what's so important right here, as small as this track is and it's racing, our dimensions in the corners has got to be right on, or if it's not, the top will be too fast or the bottom will be too fast. So we have our dimensions on our corners the same every year. And the only thing that really varies, like we had a lot of rain this summer, and so the clay come in wetter. In fact, coming into the Chili Bowl, we have never put a full load of water on it since December the 18th. That's how it's been.
Wow. So, as a driver, you know, you're always wanting to read the track and watch the track and how it develops throughout the night. And you know, I know Gravel and Tony do an amazing job with the preparation of this every year. I mean, that's what the track prep is just as most important as the prep that goes on the race cars that win these races out here to create great racing. And that's what I was telling Matt Weaver last night is that's what makes this place so great, is how great the racing is from the first heat race to Saturday night's A main. It's all side by side. The fast cars get to the front, and it's just unbelievable how you know, how the track prep goes into what puts on the great races.
You know, and me, I used to drive back when we had leather helmets.
And square wheels.
Yeah, and square wheels. But what's got to be a challenge for you guys is when we're trying to get two grooves and you're the next race up, and we bring the sprinkler out, we sprinkle the top or the bottom, then you got to say, did they speed this top up more than the bottom or vice versa? So that's got to be a challenge for you guys.
Absolutely. And I just from watching the A main last night with Cannon McIntosh winning, you know, they worked both ends of the track and they watered a little bit on the bottom and the top. So with that slime, you kind of get that push, and you got to move around at the beginning of the race, and you'll see cars that start 8th or 6th, and get right to the front because they found a nice groove, which makes it exciting.
And I've seen the racetrack, if them guys don't move quick enough, I've seen them make a move up there and then get freight train back. You know, if they make the wrong move, because the racetrack will change. I mean, it can start out where the top is quick, and then after 10 laps or so, then the bottom comes in, and I think this is what makes this thing, Rico, is just the fact that 95% of the time, this is a two-groove racetrack.
Yes.
I think that's why the
Absolutely.
racers love it.
Yep.
You know, the track is part of what draws the drivers. It's also part of what draws the fans in. You know, Emmett, 52 cars your first year. This is the sixth year you've had over 300 in this event, and the crowds have just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, kind of talk about that progression, how you've had to handle that over the years.
Well, I called AJ Floyd about being Grand Marshal, and I told AJ, I said, AJ, you'll come up here, you'll see racing like we used to see 30 years ago, instead of just put it on the wood and ride. You know, there's passing, and I know there's a lot of luck in here, because I was watching the main last night. Somebody get a run right there, and somebody just moved up a little bit, then they got to get out of the gas. I mean, you can go from first to third real easy.
Yep. And what's amazed me over I believe this is going to be my 9th Chili Bowl Nationals, 8 of them were features. In that period of that, you know, almost a decade I've been coming here, what amazes me is the fan interaction with the drivers, the access the fans have to the drivers. You just walk right into someone's pit area, you know, if it's Billy Boats or, you know, over in Boston pit area, you can, you know, everyone makes everyone feel so comfortable allowing that to happen. And that's, you know, that's why all these people come to this race on Saturday. And on top of that, you know, I know we keep getting on, there's great racing.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% because some of the Cup guys, NASCAR guys that stays hid, have to stay hid, and they're out here and they're just here to have fun. And another thing, we talk about how good the racing is here, Rico. I wish I could take the credit, but if you go through them pits, there's 150 top of the line race cars out there. We may not have 10 or so drivers that's capable of winning it, but it's just the competition. I mean, there's not very many places you can go and see the competitors like
Not anywhere in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
You talk about that fan interaction, and you've really capitalized on that. And on your Instagram this morning, you have floor graphics out here, and you just laid down next to one and put the caption, life size. And one thing you mentioned off camera before we started is people need to learn to have a sense of humor. And that's something you've really capitalized on is, yeah, I know what I am, and I know what the situation is, so let's have fun.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest thing is making people feel comfortable, and breaking that barrier, that awkward stage of an approach, or which is, it's hard for some people to do that,
Yeah.
and they just they weren't bred like that, or they don't understand how that works sometimes. And but if I can be that person, and make that next person, make their day. That's what gets my rocks off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you're a person the same as anybody else in this building with a lot of talent behind the wheel, and you're proving that winning this thing twice. And you're getting ready to race tomorrow or Wednesday, and what are you doing just to get prepared to get back in the car and get back on this track?
The biggest things is understanding how this track develops throughout the night. I'm so confident in Keith Coombs and his cars, and coming here the last, it's been a 5-year run for me where I've had a lot of success in this building, and I bring the same car back every year, and I know that car is capable of winning. So I kind of I put it on myself to be focused enough to get the thing to the front, because I know Keith's doing his job, his guys are doing their job on the preparation side of having a winning car, and you see that over the last few years with Keith's stuff. He's really dominant in this building when it comes to the Chili Bowl, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this team.
I stopped by and congratulated Keith today because I said that has to make you feel good. Put a kid in your car for the first time and go out and win a preliminary night. That speaks highly of Keith Coombs and his organization.
No, absolutely, and I honestly say that Christopher and Kyle leaving could have been the best thing for his organization, because it just ramped it all up there.
Yeah.
Everyone's motivated and they're ready to go beat everybody they race against.
I think Keith said in an interview during the shootout, everybody's so focused on, Christopher and Kyle leaving. You don't realize I may have the next Christopher and Kyle in one of my cars right now. You just need the chance.
Yeah.
And I think last night you really saw that.
They need the opportunity, and that's what Keith's out there doing. He's giving kids that don't necessarily have the funding or that he's giving them that opportunity to get a chance to take advantage of a situation like Cannon McIntosh did last night.
That's it. I told Cannon, I said, what's nice about your win last night, you won't have to drive for your dad anymore.
That car he won in last night, that was Christopher's winning car the last 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe the only race that car hasn't won is the Race of Champions.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yes, it is.
It's
That's big
pretty
time.
eye-opening.
Yeah.
I told Keith that last night, that was very, very special to watch.
Yeah.
And just with everything that they've had going on, it's, all the heat they've taken, it's just a big motivational push for them.
That's why I had to stop by and congratulate Keith, because I know he was tickled last night.
He loves every bit of it.
Yeah. And asking you what you have to do to get prepared for this, even you see all these drivers come out and you're watching them. How much are you almost putting yourself back in the driver's seat watching these guys go around the track going, if you just move down a little bit?
Well, and when we laid the racetrack out, and we got top of the line drivers here, and then we got some guys that just want to be a part of the Chili Bowl. So if you look at the layout on the racetrack, it's a little bit narrower going in the corners than it is coming off. And I done that just to where it would keep a guy from going in too low and pushing in the middle and take the groove away from the guy on the outside.
Yeah.
So kind of built the racetrack to help some of these guys get around the racetrack.
you know, in going back to the Progression racetrack, before it was the Chili Bowl, this track sat 90 degrees opposite of what we're at right now.
Yeah, but again, Gravel and them guys, they have done such a job. 2 weeks ago at the shootout, 1,384 cars, and them guys had a 2-groove racetrack 95% of the time. And I mean, if you don't work on a racetrack, you don't know what that, well, it's just like you said, when you can race at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning and come out here at 10 o'clock on Saturday night and have a racetrack that you can race on, that's big mileage for Gravel and Tony.
Yeah. And the interesting statistic behind that, and Gravel had talked about this after we got done, for the entirety of the shootout, the track sat idle with no equipment, no cars, just idle for 9.5 hours.
Yeah. See, I asked Gravel last night, I said, how much water do you guys put on it? They didn't even put the big water truck out there. They just took the distance, and that's what they watered it with before we started. That's how much water.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how good this play is here. And I've been around racing a long time, worked on a lot of racetracks. Last night, there were 4 air bubbles in there. This play is so tight, it's so moist this year, that you go up there and there's an air bubble and you can stick a screwdriver in it and you can feel the air come out. That's how it sealed over there. 4 of them last night.
Pretty cool. Where this dirt comes from, how old it is, and where it's stored throughout the year. Is it used for other? No, for other activities.
Strictly for shootout and Chili Bowl. And originally, and I don't know.
You own this dirt? You own this dirt?
Yes. And I'm not telling you I'm smart, but when they closed our racetrack, we had a 5/8 mile racetrack in the third round. When they closed it down and moved, the assistant fair manager and I was a pretty good friend. That was in '84. I hadn't even built my racetrack at that time. And I asked him, I said, hey, can I get some of that dirt off the front straightaway stockpile here at the fair? Well, why not? So the guy that done the racetrack there at the third round, I got him to go over and do all a bunch of play over there. So the first year, every bit of it was off the old coast of people. Wow. And since then, we've added, I know they built a post office down here about 4 miles. And Benny Taylor lived down here, and I remember a real good place out there. We went down there and got 250 loads of that place to give away. Then they done some work on the hospital. I got some people in the construction business, and I have them always looking for clay. Each year, we lose about 20 loads of clay. Here, making it out. So, not every 2 or 3 years we have to have clay. The clay comes from a little bit everywhere. In fact, Tony Cruz built some mini storages up here in Owatson, north of here, and went up there and looked, and there was clay about a foot under that top floor. So we had 50 trailer loads of pit rock in last year. We just get clay from here and there and wherever we can get it.
You know, kind of staying on the subject of play, of all the tracks you've worked, they brought you in to do tracks for USAC, Outlaws, ASCS shows, and beyond. Have you worked with another surface that is as pliable and durable as the one that walk on?
Well, this is good play. I tell people the Devil's Bowl down there, they got better play in their pit than most racetracks have got.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a natural play thing down there. And, you know, I hear these guys complain up there at St. Louis on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And they just don't have the material to work with.
Yeah.
More like a sandy loam type deal, and they're going to knock a hole in it, and you can't tighten it up enough to really do what you want to do.
Yeah. And being in a building compared to being outside.
No wind, no sun. Yes. And that's good for the racetrack. We have a controlled environment, and it's good for our spectators because they can come from overseas and know this is not going to get rained out.
Yeah.
You know.
That is the most important piece of equipment you have on this racetrack to get it ready to go night in and night out.
A lot of racetracks around the country have these tillers now, and I'm not tooting my horn, but I had a little 7-footer in Creek County, and I brought it out here to the Chili Bowl, and Lanny's seen it, And when the chili bowl was over, Lanny went to every farmer he could find, and he was buying these chilies out. So, I mean, it's just...
I feel like every racetrack should have one.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, not just for the racetrack, but if you have a little rain, race day, you can take that thing down in the pit, fill it up, fluff it up, and let it air out a little bit. And it's just and on the racetrack, it covers up a lot of mistakes. You know, if you're too wet or whatever, you can do something.
And we saw this last night. We had somebody blowing engine up. We had a streak of oil that ran almost the entire length of the stern. And same thing, they brought that little 5-6 foot wide tiller out here. They one pass and 2 laps. It was rolling in. We were racing.
Problem solver.
That's it, yeah.
Right there.
It takes care of a lot of problems that you might have.
You know, every year we think, and this thing being any bigger, and somehow it does. You know, looking ahead, you know, where do you see what can happen and what can change to make the event even bigger? And also, Rico, with you on the driver's side, what do you think the drivers can do different to get more fan interaction and capitalize on that marketing side like you have?
Well, we had that fan fest when we parked all the rigs Saturday instead of taking a day and a half to do it. Then Sunday, we had a little fan fest where all the spectators could come in free, walk around, see the Ricos, look at their cars. Then we had a little band come in here Sunday evening, and it was just a laid-back, fun type deal. And them some of the things that you have to do. And from our standpoint, to get it bigger, if you look down there in the trade show, Toyota's down there, Ford Motor Company's down there in the booth, NASCAR's down there in the booth. So as this thing's getting a little bigger and people hear a lot more about it, more of these corporate people are getting involved, and that's where, because we're maxed out. I mean, we have a waiting list on our tickets, so we can't sell any more tickets, and so from our standpoint, sponsorships is about the only place we can generate any more revenue.
And I think cross-promoting markets is what, you know, is the new future of, you know, because you can't put any more bleachers in here, and you can't put any more trailers in the back. So you get those Jimmy Johnsons or those Alonsos or the Andretti's, you get them to come and experience this and they'll tell their IndyCar series or Formula One, or we get Lewis Hamilton here and he tells everyone how great it is, because it is great. You know, they're not going to leave here saying, oh man, this was shit, or you know, they didn't like it. It is a unique event that no one will ever go anywhere and experience anything like this. And the biggest thing is getting them here, getting them to experience it, and then getting them to tell their friends or their fan base.
Yeah, I think this is why 85% of our reserve ticket holders are from out of state. But we would go racing around the country and you'd tell people about it. When we first started, you tell them you got an indoor race. Well, the first thing you think about the Coliseum, running on syrup, one groove, no racing. And so it was like a pyramid. You get somebody to come down here, and they say, holy cow, and then they'd bring 4 more people next year, and then them people bring 4 more, and that's where we got where we're at right here.
And for those people, those that you try to get to come, for the people that can't come, you want to jack those TV ratings up. Racing Boys, MAV TV on Saturday features this race live. You know, you want those viewers to feel like they're here with how great their coverages are.
You know, in Racing Boys, you know, you got 25 people working behind the scenes to make that broadcast happen. You know, MAV TV, they bring in, you know, another staff of 25 to 30 just to do their live broadcast. Occasionally, you know, a couple people sneak in from around the Dallas area.
And there's a big financial cost in live TV versus delayed tape. And Lucas brings their stuff in from California, does this live show, and like you say, it's live from 7:30 to the conclusion on Saturday night. So a lot of these people that can't come, they do a good job on production.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And I believe it's HD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
when MAV TV switched to HD format, this was the first live event that they went HD.
Yeah.
And that I know they were real nervous when they did that, because they weren't quite sure how it was going to go off. And knock on wood, they had all their I's dotted and their T's crossed.
But yeah, the media side of it, that is part of what has made this into an international event as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at what we did this year. The Oklahoma Energy Resources Board came on with the heat races. Toyota,
New sponsors.
They came on with the qualifiers, and Dave.com.
Yeah.
They came on with the B mains.
Yeah.
And, they've got their signs around the building, and they're enjoying having their people out here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times with the corporations, and even locally we've seen it, they use some of their tickets as incentives with their employees and rewards for maybe some of their vendors and
Yeah. And talking about sponsorship stuff, Safe Light Auto Glass being on my car the last few years, they have sent customers here and employees, and for them to experience something like that, or experience the sensation of winning, like that's what I enjoy the most out of all of this.
Yeah, and I can tell you, because of Safe Light sponsoring you, the last time, a couple years ago, I had to get a windshield replaced, and that's who I used because they do support the racing side.
Yeah, it's important. It's
That's one of them. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
yeah,
That's what.
absolutely.
And race fans, it's just like Bryan said, race fans are loyal to these sponsors that sponsor race cars.
Yeah,
Probably more loyal than anything in the world.
There was an actual report done years ago, using George Julius and some of the different demographic measurements, and it actually showed that auto racing fan base is, like Emmett said, it really is one of the most loyal fan bases, at as high as 85% brand loyalty to whatever car and whatever driver they're with. There's a reason Tide is in NASCAR, and it's not that I'm needing to change what my brand launch jersey is.
yeah,
So I mean, that's one thing about racers. They are very, very loyal, and you see it when drivers switch teams. You'll see it right then and there, because especially with social media and its rise, there's either a mass exodus or everybody jumps to the next product.
yeah. And that's a lap around the Chili Bowl Nationals.